Hello students, welcome to classroom. Today we'll be starting a new chapter. The name of the chapter is chapter 10, Human Eye and the Colorful World. So we'll be discussing the first important topic in this lesson, which is the human eye. So before we proceed into the video lesson, I want to thank you all my viewers, especially those who are tuning in every now and then, and those who watch these videos, and those who are referring to these videos to get more concepts clarified, and also to get the extra approach, to get the extra guidance. So I'm thankful and grateful to all of you for referring to my videos, and it is my sincere prayer and my gratitude goes to all of you for continuing your support till now. So I pray that, and I request upon all of you to continue the support, to help me out so that I can do better. I promise you one thing, and that is that I will only get better and better with time. So this is my first time going through this phase of recording my classes and then teaching. So there are many things that I have to improve. My speaking skills, my pronunciation on things, they are not top notch, but then this is also training me. So with your support, I have come this far, and I would like to continue further, and for which I will be needing your constant support. So continue the good work and keep supporting. Okay, your support matters to me a lot. And then if you help me, and with your support, if I have your blessings, and if you push me, then I will get much better and much better. And also I need that push. So I need that push. So thank you all, to all the viewers, young and old, okay, who are tuning in, students and adults who are tuning in and watching this channel. I extend my deepest and most sincere gratitude for supporting this far, and also to all my subscribers for subscribing to my channel, and then providing your valuable support till now. Okay, and also one request that I would like to make is like to share, and then to those students, or to those who will need it the most, especially to class 10 students. Okay, so cousins, nephews, brothers and sisters, family members, friends, okay, anybody that you know, think of, okay, who may to whom these videos may be useful. I will request you all to share these videos so that they may benefit, okay, something from this. So on this note, we will start the lesson. So let's continue now. So the topic that we will be discussing today is the human eye. So this is the first topic in the lesson, human eye and the colorful world. So I have already drawn the diagram of the human eye. Okay, so this is the same diagram that is there available in the textbook. So you can always refer to the diagram in the textbook. So basing on this diagram, I'll be doing the explanation. So the first thing that we will discuss will be the cornea. Okay, so we'll start from the cornea itself. Now, why am I starting from the cornea? Because see, look at the diagram. This is the outermost layer. Okay, the outermost layer happens to be the cornea. Then comes the aqueous humor. Then comes the lens. Okay, so sequence wise we can go. Okay, after the aqueous humor, we will discuss the iris, then the pupil, then the crystalline lens, then the ciliary muscles, then the vitreous humor, then the retina, and the optic nerve, like that. So sequence wise, okay, sequence wise we should study. So we will start with the first one, which is also the outermost layer of the eye, which is called the cornea. So cornea, let us write about the cornea. So parts of the human eye. So we are going to discuss the different parts of human eye. So like I have been telling you again and again that let this video serve as a notes to you. So of course at school your teacher has already provided you with the notes, but here also it will be very helpful if you make notes. Okay, so that will give you more advantage again. So make good notes and make notes out of these videos also. So the first one we'll discuss will be the cornea. So first one is cornea. So what is the cornea? The cornea is the outermost part of the eye. So we'll write outermost part of the eye. Okay, now interesting fact about the cornea is that most of the refraction of light, light comes from outside. So this part is outside, so light comes from outside, and then where does it hit first? It hits the cornea first. Now the cornea is a bulge. Okay, our eyeball is not perfectly circled like this. Okay, rather our eyeball has a bulge. So this bulge is the cornea. Okay, and we have our lens here. Okay, so this bulge is called the cornea. So first of all, light hits the cornea. Then from the cornea itself, roughly 70 to 80% of refraction of light takes place from the cornea itself. Understood? So most of the bending of light, most of the refraction of light actually happens from the cornea. Okay, and then it reaches the eye lens. Now the eye lens, okay, doesn't do much work here. All it does is around 15 to 20% work, okay, which is like it will just provide fine adjustment. Okay, so it will just provide fine adjustment, but most of the work is already done. Most of the bending, most of the refraction is already done in the cornea. So remember that. So most of the refraction of light is done at the cornea. All right, most of the refraction of light is done at the cornea itself. Now besides this, the cornea also protects the eye from bacteria, okay, and also it protects us from hostile elements. So we can also write protects. Now these are extra information, okay, which are not provided in the textbook, but I'm just giving out for information. Protects the eye, okay, because extra information is always good. It's always good to learn extra. So let me erase this now. So protects the eye from bacteria and then also from hostile elements. Okay. So this is cornea. Okay, we are done with the first one. Now we go to the second one. We'll discuss the second one. So cornea is here. Then we enter here, and what is this layer? This is the aqueous humor. So we are at the aqueous humor. So now the point 2 is aqueous humor. So AQUEOUS humor. HUMOUR. So the second point is the aqueous humor. Now, what do we know about the aqueous humor? The aqueous humor has got water-like properties. Okay, it is like it's like water-like. So it is water-like. Now we have another humor called the vitreous humor. Now the vitreous humor is more thick. Okay, so it is honey-like, whereas the aqueous humor is comparatively thinner. Okay, rather than vitreous humor. So it has got water-like consistency. So you will write water-like. Okay, so aqueous humor is water-like. That means it's just like water only. Okay, comma, and then it also does one important job, okay, in our eye, in the eye, and that is it helps maintain, it helps in pressure balancing. So you will write helps maintain pressure. It helps maintain pressure. Now you may be wondering, what pressure does it maintain? Okay, you may be wondering, what pressure does it maintain? Now let me tell you what pressure it maintains. So the aqueous humor is here. So it maintains, okay, it maintains atmospheric pressure from outside, and from inside it maintains the blood pressure. Okay, so it maintains this pressure. Okay, from the outside it takes care of the atmospheric pressure, and from the inside it takes care of the blood pressure. Okay, because inside our body we have pressure, and the blood pressure is also there. So from inside it maintains the blood pressure, and from outside it maintains the air pressure, which is also called as the atmospheric pressure. Okay, so pressure, so you write here air pressure, this is outside, and blood pressure from inside. Okay, okay, so do not, okay, miss out these small points. Okay, these are extra points which actually helps you build a very strong concept, because every subject or every topic is all about concept. So if your concepts are strong, then your understanding is very good. So concept, focus on concept. Remember, concept is king. Okay, concept is king. So if you know concept, then nothing can stop you. So we are done with the first two. Now let's continue. So let me erase this. So take down the notes, okay, class, my dear students, take down the notes. These notes are going to be very helpful to you. So take down the notes by taking out your book and holding a pen or a pencil. Take down the notes. Now point number 3. Now we go to point number 3. Cornea discussed, okay, aqueous humor discussed. Now what will we discuss? We'll discuss the iris. So this is the iris, this part that you see, this is the iris. Okay, this is the iris, and also here this is the iris. So this is the iris. Okay, so point number 3, iris. Now the iris is that part of the eye which has got color. If you look, okay, if you look in the mirror and check your eye, you will see that, okay, you will see a color part of your eye. Okay, so the color part of your eye is the iris. Okay, so in the Google you type iris and check, you will see that, okay, the iris has different colors. Some people have icy blue colors, some has greenish color. Okay, for us Indians we have this brownish color. So the iris is that part of the eye which is color. Okay, so the iris, what we'll write, it imparts color to the eye. Okay, another important thing that you have to remember about the iris is that the iris is muscular. So the iris is muscular. So iris is muscular. Remember that the iris is muscular. Now since the iris is muscular, it has a very important job to perform, and that is actually the most important job of the iris. The most important job of the iris is to control the size of the pupil. So star mark, okay, the most important, okay, job of iris is to control the marker is getting lighter and lighter, is to control the size of the pupil. Okay, is to control the size of the pupil. So So this is the most important job of the iris. The most important job of the iris is to control the size of the pupil. That means the pupil, which we will be discussing next. Okay, the pupil. Okay, the size of the pupil can increase as well as it can decrease. And who is regulating this? Okay, who is regulating this? It's the iris. So the iris, okay, the iris controls the size of the pupil. Okay, so remember this is the most important job of the iris, which is to control the size of the pupil, meaning the pupil can be big or the pupil can be small. Okay, and this bigger and this opening of the pupil, this size of the pupil is controlled none other than by the iris. Okay, so the iris has this very important job. All right, now next we go to the fourth point, which is the pupil. Now we go to pupil. So this is the pupil. Okay, the pupil. So what is the function of the pupil? The pupil has one very important function, and it is, okay, it regulates the amount of light entering the eye. So you write regulates the amount of light entering the eye. Regulates means checks. It checks or it controls. Okay, regulates is like checking or control. So it controls the amount of light entering the eye. So how much light, okay, it enters the eye means it enters this lens. It is controlled by the pupil. So if the pupil, right now the opening of the pupil is this big, so from here to, so it is from here to here, so the pupil opening is quite big. Okay, now the pupil opening can also decrease and become smaller. Okay, it can even become more smaller. Okay, we'll discuss later when will this happen. Okay, when does the size of the pupil become very small and when does it become very big. Okay, so the pupil size, okay, can be this or can be this or can be this. So the pupil has no fixed size. Okay, the size of the pupil keeps on changing. Okay, it all depends on the intensity of light. Okay, in bright light the size of the pupil decreases. Okay, and in dim light, okay, in a place where there is less light, the pupil size increases. So the pupil size will increase. Okay, on increasing the size of the pupil, more light will enter, which will help you see in dim areas. Okay, but if you enter a bright light, then the pupil has to decrease. Okay, the size of the pupil has to decrease. If the size of the pupil doesn't decrease, then more light will enter your eye, and then it will help. You will have irritation in seeing. Okay, we cannot see we cannot see strong, bright objects. Okay, it hurts our eye. So in order to help you see better without any difficulty, the pupil will shrink its size. Okay, the size of the pupil will become smaller. Okay, regulating, thereby controlling. Okay, allowing only a few number of light rays to enter, which will help you see better. Okay, so it is very important to check, okay, the amount of light entering the eye, because more light entering, okay, more light entering is also not good. Okay, so it has to be regulated, and this important job of regulating, of checking the amount of light entering the eye is performed by the pupil. And remember, who controls the size of the pupil? How is the pupil able to shrink its size, or how is the pupil able to increase its size? It is all, okay, achieved by the iris. It is the iris who helps the pupil achieve this size as well as this size. Okay, so the iris helps the pupil to attain this size also, to attain this size also. All right, and the pupil has only one important job, and that is it allows light to enter, okay, into the eye. All right, so are we clear? So now we erase this one, and then we go to the, we have discussed the fourth point. Now we go to the fifth point. So what are we discussing in the fifth point? In the fifth point, we are discussing the crystalline lens, I guess. So in the fifth point, we are done with the pupil. Then after that, we will be doing the crystalline lens. So the fifth point is the crystalline lens. So crystalline, crystalline lens. So now God has given us, okay, a biological lens. Okay, a biological lens. What is the nature of this lens? Anybody? What is the nature of the lens? What type of lens are we carrying? Are we carrying a concave lens or a convex lens? We have a convex lens. So remember, the crystalline lens is convex in nature. It is convex in nature. Since it is convex, it will be converging. So light rays, they enter and then they converge, and then they will converge exactly at the retina. Okay, so the focus becomes the retina. Okay, the focus becomes the retina. Got it? Because the light rays, they will meet at focus. All right, so the focus becomes the retina. All right, and also this also becomes the image distance. Since the image is from here, okay, since the image is from here, so from the lens to this one, this becomes the image distance. Okay, remember that. So convex lens, we have convex lens, and it is made up of biological membrane. Okay, we are not carrying a glass lens. Okay, the lens that God has given you into your eye, it is not made of glass. Okay, it is made of biological substance. Okay, it's made of biological flexible membrane. The good thing about, and the most unique feature about our eye lens is that our eye lens has the flexibility to increase its focal length and also to decrease its focal length. Okay, when you are viewing near object, okay, the curvature increases. That means the lens gets more curvy. Okay, this is called increasing the curvature. And if you are looking at far object, then the curve has to decrease, so it gets more straight. This is called decreasing the curvature. Increasing the curvature, decreasing the curvature. All right, so when the curvature increases, the focus gets closer. When the curvature decreases, the focus gets further away. And whenever you are viewing near object, the curvature increases. That means the focus gets closer. And when you are viewing far object, the focus gets further away. This flexibility is available in our lens. Okay, this is one of the most unique feature about our crystalline lens. Okay, this feature is not available in the glasses that you're wearing. So if you're wearing a glass lens, then the glass lens lacks this feature, but this is given to us by God. So we have this unique feature, okay, whereby our lens can, okay, increase its focal length or decrease its focal length. Got it? This is also known as power accommodation, which we will be discussing in the next topic. Okay, so it's convex in nature. Okay, and then it forms. Okay, what type of image will it form? It's a convex lens. You have already studied 6 cases for convex lens. Okay, we are getting a real image. Okay, so we'll be getting a real image, and real images are inverted, isn't it? So it forms a real and inverted image. So the type of the image formed in the retina is inverted. Remember, okay, it's inverted. So it is inverted. So you are looking at this marker. The image of this marker is formed in your retina. In your retina, the image is formed like this, inverted. Because it's a real image, isn't it? Real images are inverted. So this is the truth. The marker, I'm holding the marker upright like this. Okay, so you are seeing this marker, but in the retina, the image of this marker is inverted. That's what we have studied in those 6 cases, isn't it? We are getting real inverted image. Okay, now you are wondering then, why am I able to see this marker straight? Why am I not seeing it inverted like that? I'm holding it straight, you're seeing it straight. Okay, whereas the actual image from your retina is inverted, but you're seeing it straight. How so? The credit goes to the brain. Okay, the brain interprets. Okay, the brain corrects this disorientation. Okay, so the brain corrects this disorientation and helps you see straight. So this is the power of the brain. Your brain is very smart, Okay, your brain is there to help you live a good life, to make you smarter, to help you understand things. So you have to train your brain. Do not keep your brain idle, because if you keep your brain idle, you will become idle, you will become dull. So do not make your brain dull. Your brain is born to be smart. So train your brain. Okay, so you have to train your brain, because your brain by nature is smart. Okay, all of you have smart brains. The only thing is that you do not train your brain. So train your brain. All right, train your brain. And studying is one of the ways to train your brain. Okay, so crystalline lens done. Then next point, next is what? After the crystalline lens, we will do the ciliary muscles. So next we have ciliary muscles. Point number 6, ciliary muscles. So there can always be a question: do we have muscles in our eyes? The answer is yes. What is the name of the muscle? Ciliary muscles. Okay, so we have ciliary muscles. So ciliary muscles are the muscles present in the eyeball, okay, present in the human eye. And what is the function of the ciliary muscles? The function of the ciliary muscles is to help, okay, is to adjust the focal length. Okay, so ciliary muscles helps adjust the focal length. So the focal length of the lens can be adjusted. Okay, can be adjusted, and it is possible because of the ciliary muscles. Just few seconds ago I told you that if you're looking at a nearby object, okay, then what happens? The focus shifts. Okay, the focus gets closer, because whenever you're looking at nearby object, the curvature increases. So the lens increases the curvature, so the focus comes nearer. And if you're looking at far object, then the curvature decreases, so the focal length goes further away. So this ability to, okay, bring the focus closer and send the focus far away, this is all achieved because of the ciliary muscles. You have ciliary muscles here and you have ciliary muscles here. So if this is the lens, and then both my hands will be the ciliary muscles. Okay, so the ciliary muscles, when the lens get compressed, okay, from both up and down by the ciliary muscles, what will happen? The crystalline lens increases its curvature because of the pressure being applied from up and down. The lens changes its shape. Okay, the lens increases its curvature. Okay, this is what happens when the ciliary muscles are applying pressure on the lens. And if the ciliary muscles, okay, are relaxed, that means if they don't apply pressure, then what happens? The lens will decrease its curvature and get normal again. Understood? So when a pressure is applied, curvature increases. When pressure is released, and when the ciliary muscles are relaxing, then the curvature decreases and the lens gets back to normal. All right, so the ciliary muscles help adjust the focal length. Okay, next, now we have vitreous humor. Point number 7, vitreous humor. Vitreous humor. So this is the other humor. We have already discussed the aqueous humor. Aqua means water, so it is water-like. It has got water-like consistency. Okay, now we are talking about vitreous humor. So the vitreous humor, unlike the aqueous humor, okay, is it has got honey-like consistency. So is honey-like. When I say it's honey-like, it means it is thick. Okay, it is thick. So it is honey-like. It has got honey-like consistency. So honey-like consistency. It has got honey-like consistency. And then, does the vitreous humor has any function? The answer is yes. The vitreous humor has got a very important function, which is, okay, it helps, okay, maintain the size of the eyeball. The size of the eyeball, which is this, okay, this size of the eyeball. The eyeball is able to retain this size because of the vitreous humor. Since the fluid present here is thick, what happens? The vitreous humor exerts pressure on the eyeball. Okay, so this liquid exerts pressure in the eyeball, which helps maintain the size and the form of the eyeball. So it is the vitreous humor which exerts pressure on the walls of the eyeball from inside, and thus helps us achieve this size of the eyeball. So is honey-like, has honey-like consistency. The vitreous humor is honey-like. Is honey-like, has honey-like consistency, not is. You write has. Has honey-like consistency. You write has honey-like consistency. Okay, and then yes, helps maintain the shape. It helps maintain the shape of the eyeball. So the shape of the eyeball that we have here, okay, this is possible and this is achieved because the vitreous humor exerts pressure, okay, from inside on the walls of the eyeball. All right, now number 8, let's write here 8, the retina. So retina. So now we go to the retina. So the retina is here. So what is the retina? The retina is a photosensitive screen. So is a photosensitive, SENSITIVE, sensitive screen. So the retina is a photosensitive screen. Photosensitive screen means what? What is the meaning of the word photosensitive screen? Now you all know what is a screen. Okay, you all know what is a screen. So the retina, which is here, okay, so this is the retina, and then the walls of the retina, okay, the walls of the retina, which we also call as a screen, the walls of the retina are, okay, has got light sensitive cells. Okay, the walls of the retina has light sensitive cells in them. So we can show like this, we can just draw dots like this. And what are these? These are the light sensitive cells. So we can just, you can just do like this, okay, like this. So it has got, okay, plenty of light sensitive cells. Okay, so this is the meaning of the word is photosensitive. Is a photosensitive screen means it is sensitive to light. Okay, it is very sensitive to light. It is so sensitive to light. But how is it that sensitive to light? How is it achieving this sensitivity to light? It is achieving this sensitivity to light because it is made up of light sensitive cells. Okay, there are 2 light sensitive cells which makes up the retina. They are the rod cells and the cone cells. So the retina is a photosensitive screen. It is photosensitive because it is made up of light sensitive cells. Okay, it's made up of light sensitive cells. So is made of light sensitive cells. Okay, so it is made up of light sensitive cells. Now I have no space. Okay, let me erase this one. Okay, I hope you have written it. Okay, let me erase this one and right here. Now it's made up of light sensitive cells. So we continue here. Okay, it's made up of light sensitive cells. Now the 2 types of cells which makes up the retina are, the 2 types of cells are 1, rod cells, and 2, cone cells. All right, the 2 types of cells, okay, the 2 types of light sensitive cells which makes up the retina are rod cells and cone cells. Why are they called rod cells? They are called rod cells because of their shape. Their shape is like this, okay, like the shape of a rod. And they are called cone cells because they have the shape of a cone. Okay, they are the shape of the cells are conical in shape. That's why they are called cone cells. And they are called rod cells because they are shaped in the form of a rod. Okay, the rod cells, they help sense intensity of light. they help sense intensity of light, means how strong is light, okay, how weak is light and how strong is light, basically the intensity, the strength of the light. So they help us sense the intensity of the light, okay. If bright light is entering, okay, it is the rod cells, okay, which will detect that, and it will help the pupil get smaller. If less light, then it is the rod cells which detects that this room has less light, so it will, okay, make the pupil increase in size, thereby allowing more light to enter. So this detection of low light, strong light, this is done because of the rod cells, okay. Then cone cells, the cone cells, they do one very important job, and that is it senses color. You and I, we can see color, okay. This is black marker with red markings written here, okay. So we can see at least 2 colors or 3 colors, white, red, black. So this ability to sense color, to read color, this is all because of cone cells. So cone cells, they help sense colors, okay. So we have come to the 8th point. Now we have one last important point, that will be the optic nerve, okay. So let's write down that. So the last point for the parts of the human eye will be the optic nerve. I hope you are following, students. So the last point, point number 9, will be the optic nerve. So the optic nerve is here. So what does the optic nerve do? See, the optic nerve sends the information to the brain, okay. The optic nerve sends, okay, it sends the information to the brain. See, whatever image, whatever information the retina has gathered, okay, whatever information the light sensitive retina has gathered, it will be, okay, it will be sent to the optic nerve. And what is the optic nerve gonna do with that information? The optic nerve has got a direct connection to the brain. So the optic nerve, okay, will convert that information, okay, into electrical signals, and then it will convey to the brain, and then the brain will receive it, and then the brain will interpret it for you. So what you are seeing is a marker. So it is your brain telling you that this is a marker that you are seeing, and not a shoe, okay. That it is a marker you are seeing and not, okay, any other thing. So this information, this interpretation, okay, of what you are seeing, okay, has to be achieved. And in order to achieve that, the optic nerve does a very important job, which is it has to send, okay, the information, okay, to the brain. And remember, in order to send any information to the brain can only receive electrical signals. So it has to be converted to the electrical signals. Who does that? Who does this? The optic nerve will do this, okay. The retina sends the information in sends the information to the optic nerve, and the optic nerve will immediately convert it into electrical signal and send it to the brain, because our brain can only interpret electrical signal, and the brain will interpret that electrical signal and tell you what you are seeing, okay. So that is what the optic nerve does. So the optic nerve, okay, it sends electrical, okay, signals to the brain, okay. So this is the job of the optic nerve. It sends electrical impulses or electrical signal to the brain, which the brain will interpret, and then it will tell you what you are seeing. So my dear students, this is it, okay. We have just discussed the different parts of the human eye, okay. It was not difficult, okay. It was not difficult, it is very easy. So I believe that now you have a thorough knowledge, okay, of the human eye, the different parts of the human eye, and at the same time, okay, now you know what they do also. So I hope that this video was useful, okay. Before I end the video, I have a question for you. So I want you all to go through this, okay, to read this question, and then provide the answer in the comment section. So I'll give you the question. So it's a simple question, okay. Read the question and then you comment the answer in the comment box. So the question is, okay, it's a diagram based question, so I'll draw 4 eyeballs. So let me just draw, okay, let me draw bigger one so that you can see better. So all I have to do is draw 4 eyeballs. So let us say eyeball number 1. Okay, don't laugh at my eyeball, okay, my eyes, big eyes. Okay, they're all of the same size. Okay, it's my hand that which is making it smaller. Now let's say the pupil is this one. Okay, the pupil is this one. Okay, the pupil is this one, and the pupil is this one. Okay, very big. Let's make it like this then. Now the question is, remember the inner circle is the pupil. Okay, the question is, so the question is here, the question is, which eye is likely, which eye is likely to be in the brightest light? Is it option A, option B, option C, or option D? Okay, please comment your answer in the comment box. So that's it, class. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Until then, God bless you all and have a great time.